Hey there, Corvus. Welcome to the stream. Matter of fact, we will be checking a video from Geopold here on Australia versus Austria. So, good thing to have you here. The two countries that always get interchanged. Australia or Austria. I don't know how people can make those mistakes, but it's gotten so bad that literal airports have to indicate where a flight is getting you to. Not Australia. At least when you're traveling within Europe.
Austria and Australia, two countries on opposite sides of the globe that somehow get confused for each other a lot. So much so that some Austrian airports are known to cater their advertisements towards tourists who intended to fly to a roasting hot Sydney and instead ended up 2 meters deep in snow in Salzburg or something. Hey, it could be worse, man. All I'm saying is that it could be a lot worse. Anyway, to settle this once and for all, today we're going to be having a battle between these two nations to see who's really worthy of the AUSTR at the start of the name. There's going to be 10 rounds. I'll be keeping the scores tallied, and that's enough waffling. The first category shootout we've got is fun. Everyone knows Aussies know how to have fucking fun. They'll take any opportunity to sink a tinny, a stubby, a pot, a fucking grog. There's like a million Aussie words that mean beer. It is the
I don't know how your vernacular is in Australia, but it's, or vocabulary should I rather say, but it's goddamn massive. Like, you have the equivalence of what the Icelanders have with regards to snow. No, actually, no, not Iceland. Greenland. Greenland has like 20 variant words for snow. It's insane. And yeah, Australian vernaculars are fire. The first time that I heard the saying, like, it's dry as a dead dingo's donger, I was like, okay, okay, let's switch to Australian TV and learn some more.
The only place on earth where it's acceptable to stop working every 20 minutes and smoke a couple durries, darts, smokes. Again, there's about a million words that mean cigarette. You want to know why? Because genetically, these guys are the select few most hardcore British people that got banished away to a tropical paradise where they can't complain about the weather anymore. Of course they're gonna have fun, man. Now, what about Austria? Well, I have recently returned from a trip to Vienna. The city's beautiful, livable, efficient, but you know what it isn't? Fun. Everywhere closes at 10 fucking PM. As soon as the sun takes a tiny dip past the horizon, all the convenience shops close, restaurants close, bars close, the metro closes, the trams stop running, the streets completely empty out, everyone dies, I think, because it's genuinely like a zombie apocalypse happens.
No, that's where he's getting this wrong. As was pointed out right now by chat, okay? If you're gonna mention drinking, Austria is also fire. Now, it needs to be pointed out, Austrians are not beating Scandinavian in drinking, okay? In every single polls, whenever we are like doing something about the news that is covering something about how the youth in Europe is constantly drinking themselves to the ground, you know who is topping the charts? Denmark. We always win. Every single resorts for vacation that gets ruined by young teenagers is literally Danes, okay? It's them, Sweden, Germany comes next. Actually, Finland actually also has a little bit of an issue with that, but it's fine. We don't blame them too much. But Austria is also part of that, okay? They should not be ignored. Let me point out something. Alcohol is so important here in Australia that we made non-alcoholic versions for the minors. That's good. In addition to Denmark, gene pool, yeah, we're literally born with liver failure. Like, it's literally this. When you turn 16, you either go to the confirmation or non-formation, where you are said to enter the, we call this the Voxenträger, or more or less like you become an adult. Not on paper, but essentially the meaning is that you are then allowed to drink. Go to town, buy alcoholic drinks and do all that, which you have already been doing in secrets in parties and stuff like that. But from a quick more of an anecdote here. The first time that I visited Austria was to do some sightseeing and have some fun with family. And the one night that I went to town, I was invited by teens to an underground party when everything was shut down to drink with them. I went along, I did not drink. That was not my jam. Just to say that with regards to the thing he mentioned there, I think closing down, that's because they're drinking to soothe the self from the pain.
Every night. There are 2 clubs open 2 nights a week in a city with 3 million fucking people. Oh, and you want to do anything on Sunday? Forget it. This is one of the craziest things I've ever witnessed, okay? So me and Gigi go to this one pub open late in Vienna. It's like 30 degrees. The inside of the bar is crowded and steaming hot. So we go outside to this outdoor seating section, right? We start yapping away as you do. I swear to God, as soon as I open my mouth, this terrified looking man in a high-vis sprints across the road and hits me with the loudest shh I've ever heard in my life. Turns out past the hour of 9 p.m. in Vienna, you're not allowed to talk outside. You legally have to whisper. And this pub has a professional shusher on payroll to enforce this fucking shit. What the I think I know who's winning this one, man. I think I know. Shootout number 2, weather. Now, everyone knows...
An additional thing to the fun there, a crazy thing that I learned recently. In Australia, they are so in love with surfing that there is this city called, I think, Surf City or something of the sort. Surf Lake City, perhaps. I'm not too sure. Where they commandeered a $30 million wave machine to produce waves over there. Now, you might be asking yourself, Jack, that's capping, okay? Isn't a huge part of Australia just surrounded with water? Like, isn't there literally a place called Surfers Paradise where people go to have some fun? Yes, there is. But there is also this massive thing called the Outback where people don't have access to the bloody sea. So for that, they're literally making up machines to produce waves. Corvus is going to correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty damn sure that it's true. Actually, matter of fact, let me look that up.
Few moments.
Surf Lake, Australia, here, has a $37 million wave machine. The surf park, okay, so it's fine. But yeah, out in the outback where they are doing this.
Australia is just like boiling hot, right? All those darts being smoked have eroded away the ozone layer, meaning one step outside, you'll be pulverized to a crisp. I mean, unless you live in Melbourne. But you might be surprised to know, despite all the snowy winter wonderland stereotypes, Austria can actually get fucking blazing. When I was in Vienna, it genuinely got to 37 degrees. Nowhere has AC. All Viennese buildings have like 7-meter thick walls. It's insane. They are not cut out for these summer months, man. It's crazy. I honestly felt like an ant under a microscope.
Yeah, it's flooding right now.
After an entire summer of droughts and heat waves, Vienna has some of its worst storms in history.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man. Oh, man, I can't have shit in this house.
Yeah, it sucks.
I'm not gonna lie, Australia is gonna be taking the weather dub because, yeah, I know the Dories have burnt away the entire atmosphere. Yeah, I know you get skin cancer from just thinking about the Aussie sun, but at least they got AC, which I can confirm 35-degree Vienna does not. Category number 3, food. Now, when I was in Vienna, the only thing I ate was Wiener Schnitzel. Wiener Schnitzel all day. Wiener Schnitzel every day. Wiener Schnitzel on lock. Wiener Schnitzel all over me. It's
Wiener is called a double V. V. God damn it. I don't know. He might be doing this on purpose.
Amazing.
Yo, schnitzel is so good. Honestly, going to German-speaking countries and eating schnitzel is like the best thing to do. In Germany, you eat doner or schnitzel. Anything else is illegal. So if you ever find yourself in a German-speaking country, make sure to get a schnitzel and/or cordon bleu, which is basically just schnitzel.
A cordon bleu is French.
Literally every single one of you need to try it. It's goated. And for like 12, 13 euros, you get like 3 big ass pieces of schnitzel, fries or potatoes, and some salad on top of that. Like, it's so amazing.
Yeah.
I know one thing though. If you've ever been to Essen in Germany, doner. That's the only thing that you need to eat.
This video is sponsored by me. Do I have any physical merch? No. Do I have any physical products to sell you? No. You know what I do have? I have a subscribe button and a like button. So I'll sell you those, okay? I'm down bad right now. Please like this video.
On Twitter, at realwow_mal. That's where the subscribe button is, actually. That he's talking about. You gotta go there.
And yes, whilst Wiener Schnitzel, it might be one of the best things that God has placed into our world, but that is the absolute extent of my Austrian culinary knowledge. I do think Australian food is a bit more varied and diverse, but the question is, can it really compete with the absolute heaven tier Wiener Schnitzel? Can it? No.
Come on. Fucking Vegemite. Yo, with such a huge variety and assortment of animals that you can pick up from, I'm pretty sure that Australian cuisine is pretty extensive. I wouldn't speak about it though. Never actually traveled to Australia myself, so.
Number 4, literally, because we're talking about war and military strength. Now, Australia declared war on a species of bird and lost. So, I don't know, as far as strength goes, also it might...
See, this is the unfortunate situation where no matter what happens, Australia is always going to suffer from this one, okay? It's a stain on its history. Literally, you lost the war to the emus. I mean, that argument has got to put one at checkmate at all times.
In my opinion, they have been low-key invaded.
But then there's Austria, right? With the angry painter, and it's like, okay.
And completely taken over by a certain someone, but I'm high-key not trying to have my house missile striked by the CIA, so I'll keep my thoughts on that to myself.
Yeah, in all fairness, yes, I would agree on that. Emus, they are some relentless fuckers. So yeah, it's not that I'm claiming that it was an easy fight. Not at all.
And for Austria, well, I think it's fair to say they've taken the L at this point. Yeah, no one's getting a point for this one, bro. I can't lie. 0-0. Category shootout number 5 is inbreeding. Now, this one's an interesting one because you got to realize Austrian elites are the goats of inbreeding. The Habsburg family ruled Austria for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it's got to the point now where these guys are more famous for their genetic mutations and their love for their cousins than their actual historical importance.
A matter of fact, in a video that I did not too long ago, I actually went on a full rant on the Austrian Habsburg Empire. Austria Habsburg Empire, wherein I talked also about the Spanish lineage of the Habsburg. They somehow actually circumvented the Habsburg look, so I guess that they had less inbreeding there.
Infamous Habsburg jaw needs no introduction. Not only are mangled strands of Habsburg DNA still circulating about all over Austria, this very, very loving family are actually still in positions of immense power in Austria. Take, for example, the current head of the family, Karl von Habsburg. I wonder what he looks like. Oh God, Jesus. Now you might be thinking, how could Australia even come close to competing with this elite strain of world-renowned inbreeding? Well, my friends, I present to you Tasmania, the small Australia within Australia, an island which is the butt of many jokes. It's really the Alabama of the Southern Hemisphere, as any mainland Aussie will tell you. However, the key factor that really sets these Tasmanian devils apart from Alabama, Austria, Norwich is that it's not just the people that are rampantly inbred here, it's also the animals. However,
okay, fine, we knew that. We knew that about the animals, but come on, not the rest, not the people.
With that being said, like, I'm gonna have to hand the point over to Austria, because come on, man, there's like potentially $3 billion being kept under the radar by Habsburg associated private bankers. I think they got a bit more prominence than Sally and Jono from fucking Wadamana. Also, fucking Freud, he was Austrian, so yeah, it's pretty undisputable, this one.
He had to hit them with the Sigmund Freud. So, you know that every single actions that you're doing are motivated by your desire to bang your mom?
Category number 6 is flags. Now, in my opinion, both these flags fucking suck. The Austrian flag would be a lot better with the eagle left in. The Australian flag would go a lot harder with the Union Jack left out. The Latvian flag clears the Austrian flag, and I don't know, the Marshall Islands clears the Australian flag. That being said, at least Australia isn't just a standard boring tricolour, evenly split low effort flag, so it can scrape the win here. By the way, let me know if you want to see an entire video about flags. I've got some big ideas in the pipeline. Anyway, shootout number 7. Are they actually real? So some of you might know there is a weirdly big conspiracy theory that Australia just doesn't exist. And honestly, I can understand why. Mythical creatures, never seen it with my own eyes. It takes a whole ass 25 hours to fly there. Scientifically impossible. But my main...
And then there's, of course, the Aurora Australis, because it only happens in the North Pole. Hey, I'm not saying that it's a conspiracy theory, but it kind of puts some credence.
Evidence towards this point is, you're telling me British people went to all that effort of shipping prisoners from here to here, but they can't even be bothered to make my train depart on time? Nah, something ain't adding up, man. I got my suspicions about Australia, you know, and I honestly have no suspicions about Austria. Apart from speaking German, Austrians are pretty normal, so Austria's definitely winning the reality contest, for now at least. Number 8, famous people. So for Australia, we got Chris Hemsworth, Liam Hemsworth, Hugh Jackman, Kylie Minogue, Iggy Azalea, etc, you know, whatever. And for Austria, we got Mozart, yeah, and then yeah, the best guy, yeah, and then now, I'm sure there's some famous Austrian guy this list is missing out. I could have sworn, man.
You have Steve Irwin on one camp, and the other one you have the Drippler. Who do you choose? They have both died, and they both had a significant impact on the world. But which one was most impactful, and in which way?
I swear they're missing someone. Oh yeah, of course. Arnold Schwarz. And yeah, Australia clears, I think. I think they're getting this point. Number 9.
No, okay, this is where we have to contest something again. He literally put him in the start of the video. Ziz has more influence on the youngsters today upon a myriad of generation than Arnold will ever have. No, like, I am fully on this one. Like, there are some boomers right now who claim that, oh, Arnold was the most aesthetic bodybuilder. No, you think that children today give a shit? You think that the teenager who goes to the gym to impress the girls is gonna spit anything but, "You're Myron, bruh"? No, this has more influence.
9. Gravity. Austria 1, Australia 0. All that needs to be said. And that, ladies and gentlemen, makes the score even. So it all comes down to this last category shootout. And what could possibly be a more definitive deciding factor to settle the AUSTR debate once and for all than an alcohol taste-off with my good friend Wowman.
Wow.
Beer to your list.
We have such an extensive selection. Pretty much the best we could do in the UK, right?
Cheers.
Okay, so the scores are drawn. We're at the end of this video. There's only one way I thought we could settle this debate once and for all. What a better way than by trying out a national drink of both of these countries. We'll evaluate which one's better after. Now,
Yeah.
That's good. Thanks for that. Man. I tried to find some Austrian beer. I couldn't. What we've got for now is we've got a classic Red Bull and some definitely Austrian vodka. Definitely. Okay.
Listen, man, I'm here to drink. I'm ready.
Jesus, boys.
Smells like Vienna.
Does that smell like the Alps? The Alpine Hills?
Beautiful Alpine Hills.
Okay, Prost, my friend.
Prost, dude.
And of course they have it in Red Bull. You're not supposed to...
No! God! No!
Out of
God,
the two
please,
countries.
no! A bit differently about this. Without further ado, we got Foster's. Ladies and gentlemen, it's with a heavy heart that I say these words, but the goddamn fucking Foster's is so bad. It officially eliminates all of Australia's previous points, meaning we're looking at a 5-0 win for Austria. It was a close battle though. It was a valiant fight. So Australians, let me know what I got wrong, because you'll all be inevitably irate at this conclusion, I assume.
To the Sigmas of Australia, I say that this goofy air government have been capping, not just now but for a long time. A few of you may remember when they said there'll be no phantom tax under the government I lead. They're capaholics. They're also yapaholics. They yap non-stop about how their cost of living measures are changing lives for all Australians. Just put the fries in the bag, little bro.
Please. Using the terms that are being used in this very clip here. On guard, please tell me that this is AI generated.
They tell us that they're locked in on improving the housing situation in this country. They must have brain rot from watching too much Kai Cenat and forgot about their plans to ban social media for kids under 14. If that becomes law, you can forgo skull emoji all about watching Duke Dennis or catching a dub with the bros on Fort. Chat, is this Prime Minister serious? Even though he's the Prime Minister of Australia, sometimes it feels like he's the CEO of Ohio.
Let me know which countries I should do this with next, and if you're interested in European countries like Austria, watch this video right here. It's extremely important that you watch this video right here now.
This generation is cooked. Okay, that killed me. Another reason why not to visit Australia. Even the language is becoming dangerous.